Alright, so now we've switched over to another class so you can see the grading of the upload a single file activity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and this one's a PowerPoint project that my students have been working on. And you'll notice that I have the box with the instructions here. And up in the top right hand corner it says view 20 submitted assignments. That's the number of students I have in the class. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And you'll see a list of the files updated. Notice that this student right here, that it says a date and time, however there's no file. If you'll recall what I mentioned about in the student section about saving changes, this student didn't click on the save changes button. That's why it shows a date and time but no file. So that's something that they'll need to correct. So you'll see a couple things. First of all, you can sort the list by first name or last name. So if I wanted to see all the students whose last name begins with a D, I can click on that. It'll only show the D's. Or I can click on all and it will show all of them. I have the ability to download all the assignments as a zip file. If I click on that, then I will get a save window that will ask me to save a file. I'm just going to click on OK. And I'm going to save it to my desktop and click save. And we'll go there real quick so you can see what it looks like. So here's the zip folder. And if I double click to open it, you'll see here's all the PowerPoints that my students have submitted. Note that automatically adds their name to the PowerPoint even if they hadn't added it earlier, so they don't have to have their name on the file. But this is useful if I want to put it on a flash drive and grade it somewhere where maybe I don't have internet access, or I just want to sit there and grade them individually here in front of me and then go back and put the grades in later. So that is available for you if you want. Going back to the grading page, this is what's known as quick grading view. You have the list of all the students, a grade column where you can choose their grade, a comment column where you can add comments to the grade if you want, their file submission, what their last modified grade was. This is the access to the standard in order grading that you'll see in a second. And then their final grade once they've submitted and you grade any modifications that they may have. So let's talk about, first of all, quick grading. If I want to go for this student, and I can click on their file here, and I can just go ahead and open it in PowerPoint. And at this point, I'll be able to see the PowerPoint file that they've submitted. I can go through, look at it, see if they got things right or wrong, if they did the file correctly. Once I'm done, I can close it, and then I can assign that student a grade. And I can give them a comment such as "good job." And I want to make sure I click on save all my feedback. Now, you don't have to click on save all your feedback every single time you do that, but it is a good idea if you've done like 5 or 6 of them to click on that. If you get all the way to the bottom and then you accidentally hit forward or back or something, you lose all the grades. So you don't want to do that. For an assignment like this, though, I typically don't use the quick grading. I typically use the item by item, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on update. And it'll take me to the standard grading screen. And you'll see I have the name of the student, when they submitted the file. Note this would be in red if it was late. I have their submission here that I can click on and open. I can give them a grade here in this box. And then I can give them feedback. You'll notice the other feedback that I already had was in there. So if I wanted to add some other additional feedback or bullet points or something to that effect, then I could. So it can be a little more detailed feedback. The other nice thing about this too is that I can download their file, make changes and comments to it, and then upload it back as a response file. So for those teachers that like to take maybe a Word document, point out where they had grammatical or spelling errors, or where they need to change things or do things, you can do that, notate it on a Word document, and then add it back so that they'll see that file as a response file, and they can see what they did right and wrong, and they can go and correct it. So that's your ability to do that there. Always leave the send notifications unchecked because it will try to send an email to an email address that doesn't exist. So once I've done all that, I've assigned a grade and so on, I can click on save and show next. Will show me the next student's screen that looks exactly like this. I can just click next, which doesn't save any of the changes that I made, or cancel. And then I can click on save changes, and that will take me back to the quick grading screen that you see here. You'll notice now that the grade that they had originally been given, which was 100, is now no grade, and the comment has been removed. Note that after I've graded it once, it will always say update, unless the student has submitted a new file. So if you allow resubmission of a file, this will change to grade whenever they have submitted a new file to you. Another thing too, if you want to get rid of some of these columns to make things a little easier, just click on the minus up here at the top, and that will hide the column. For that one, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it doesn't get that big. But if you want to say, for example, you don't want to put any comments in, you can hide the comment column. Now it makes it a little easier to go from grade to submission and back and forth. So you can do that and expand it. Just click on the plus. Down at the bottom, you'll notice that you can cycle between the different pages. So I have 20 students right now, though it's only showing 10 submissions per page. So I can click on next, and it'll show me the remaining list of the students. And under optional settings, you'll notice that I can show all the students, regardless of whether they have a submission or not, all that require grading. So if they haven't submitted any new files, I can just click on require grading, and it'll only pull up those that have this yellow grade box here, or any submissions that are show only those students that have actually submitted something. So if I have a student that hasn't submitted a file, it would just get clear them off the list. Submission shown per page, you have an option of specifying a numerical value here. For example, my students, there's 20 students in this class, so I could type in 20 and click on Save Preferences, and now they'll all appear in one long list. Now I have to page between the two if I don't want to. Also know that if you uncheck Allow Quick Grading and click on Save Preferences, then the grade and comment boxes are no longer available for you to enter information into. You would have to go to the status column and grade step by step like I was showing you earlier. So if you want to disable that just so you don't accidentally enter it, you can. If you want it enabled, just check it and click on Save Preferences, and it's back available again.